everybody. Welcome. Today I'm talking about why study Vedic astrology, and I'm going to be discussing my courses with you. So, thank you for joining me. And so, I'm just again, everybody. Today, our topic is why study Vedic astrology is important for you. And this is Lord Ganesha from my temple in Chandigarh. And this is me being honored on my birthday. So, as always, I like to start with the chanting Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakareshu Sarvada Om Dhanamulam Gurur Murti Pujamulam Gurur Padam Mantramulam Gurur Vakyam Mokshamulam Gurur Kripa Om Adityaya Somaya Mangalaya Budaya Cha Guru Shukra Shanibhyascha Rahuve Ketave Namaha. Om Neelanjana Samabhasam Ravi Putram Yamagrajam Chaya Maratanda Sambhutam Tam Namami Shanishcharam. So happy Navratri, everybody, and we are going to do two Goddess Durga mantras for Navratri and honoring her. Om Dum Durgaye Namaha. Om Dum Durgaye Namaha. Om Dum Durgaye Namaha. Om Sarva Mangal Mangalye Shive Sarvartha Sadhike Sharanye Trambake Durge Narayani Namostute. So I just want to say that in 2025 I'm taking a trip to the Rahu Ketu temples. So the details are on my website, 6th to 17th of February. I will be doing a webinar about it in a few weeks. So, why studying Vedic astrology is important for you? I will answer questions at the end of the class. So, why studying Vedic astrology is important for you? And I am Komilla Sutton, and this is a photograph of me at a goddess temple. When you go to the goddess temples, you make an offering of this red scarf, and then that red scarf is tied on the for wishes to come true. And when your wish comes true, you come back and untie a scarf. Not necessarily the same one, because but people, the devotees, go there regularly, and it's a beautiful experience. So why study Vedic astrology? Why is it important for you to study it? Vedic astrology is a divine science. It's a path to self-knowledge that helps us understand who we are. It is known as Jyotisha. Jyotish can be translated as the science of light or the wisdom of heaven. Light banishes darkness, the light of knowledge dispels ignorance. The light of the stars and luminaries guides us through the darkness to the right path. The inner light, which once we learn to recognize, gives us an opportunity to look deeper within our consciousness, to move towards the path of enlightenment, and to be touched with our real self. So one of the things that I found myself, I treat my life as before Jyotish and after Jyotish. And one of the things that I found about when I started learning Jyotish, it was such a revelation to me. And over the years, so I learned in 1979. So it's many years now, almost coming up to, well, certainly 89, 99. Yeah, over 40 years. And, but I think of my life before Jyotish, after Jyotish, because it was such a fabulous way to understand your strengths and weaknesses and to follow the path. So I don't just teach Jyotisha, I also follow that path myself. So Jyotish is a Vedanga, the eye of the Vedas. Vedas are ancient scriptures of knowledge. Anga means a part or division. Without Jyotish, it's impossible to decode them properly. You can call it Jyotisha or Jyotish. In Hindi, it's more Jyotish, but Sanskrit will be Jyotisha. It's the same thing. Without eyes, we cannot see. Therefore, Jyotish is the eyes with which we see and study the Vedas, both outer and inner meaning. Jyotish has been given a prime place in Vedas. So Jyotish has always been regarded as a very powerful subject. It is not a casual study because it is so profound, the knowledge. It's not like a pop knowledge. And it is an effort to study it. I can tell you a lot of knowledge to gain. So basically, what the importance of Jyotish is that it deals with the fruits of our karma, what we bring into our life, how to deal with the predisposed issues of life. It doesn't mean that everything is fixed, but if we understand what are we dealing with and not just randomly trying to understand what life is, that's what Jyotish is, the best gift it is really. As a student of Jyotisha, we learn to understand what karma we bring to this life. This is revealed through the birth chart. The charted birth chart represents how our past life karma is influencing us, what karma we need to fulfill in this life, and while the soul within us is divine, yet our lives is colored by the planets, because the planets are representing our karma. The soul's true nature becomes obscured by planets at birth, as well as planets that influence us through transits. Karma is action, both past and present lives. All actions have a reaction, and actions of our previous life have to be dealt with. And the main thing is that it's not that you're stuck with your karma, but it is to understand how to refine it, to purify it, to move away from the grip of the karma. So there are three levels of karma: Sanchita, collected karma, which we cannot do anything about; Prarabdha karma, what we have to face in this life, the happening karma; Kriyamana karma, the present actions that become sanchita of the future. Kriyamana is also known as agami karma. So, Sanchita karma, sold during its many incarnations, collects positive, negative qualities created by right and wrong choices from previous lives. Unfinished karma that we deal with now, all is stored in Sanchita. We have to remember we are not humans, we can make mistakes, we can do good stuff, and we may have made mistakes in the past life, and maybe, and some of that, not everything, we have to deal with now. Sanchita karma is studied from Panchanga, Rashi, and its Varga charts. Then Prarabdha karma. Dealing with old karma becomes tests in this life, where we can struggle with collected Sanchita or be helped by it. Birth chart, dashas, transits will reflect it. And especially you can say that transits, what is happening in the sky just now, that all of us experience. So there is something like a group karma as well that we have to deal with. And the last of the karmas is kriyamana karma, agami karma. These are the choices we make. While we cannot do anything about past sanchita and present prarabdha, we can make sure that we take care of the present by doing the right kriyamana karma, making the right choices today for our future tomorrow. This is the key factor in life, that we are in a certain place. You have done certain things, you are living a particular life, but today is the most important day for every day, so that we are making decisions for today and for the future. And this is part of our kriyamana karma. This is the free will and also the field of operation for upay or remedies. Remedies play a very important part in Jyotish because we believe that we can improve the quality of our lives. And that is what is important. And Kriyapana choices is regularly detoxify from past, cleanse the present, and make good choices for the future. And I can tell you it is not easy, and it is a path of life. You're in the path doing it. It's not that you think, oh, I'm perfect, I've resolved everything. Understanding karma is the key reason to study Jyotisha, Vedic astrology. Karma from past lives, colors are present. The main purpose of life is to reconcile with past karma so that it does not become a burden for the future. So, how do you study the karma? So, from the birth chart, Panchanga at birth reflects the karma. And during the courses, when I'm teaching, then I'm talking about these aspects that, what are the things, how to deal with it. And it is not the karma you're born with that is important. It is how you deal with the karma that you're born with. That is the key to a happy life. Most important thing to understand this, because sometimes we think, oh, my life is just a mess, I don't need to do anything, just make it worse. But you see people, I never see a bad or a good chart. I see people dealing with their chart in a positive way or a negative way. That is the thing that I found over the years. I have a lot of experience and I've been studying this for a long time. No one has a perfect birth chart. Our role is to recognize our strengths and weaknesses, support the weakness while working in our strengths. My Guruji used to say this, that if you develop your strengths. The weaknesses will, you will have a way to deal with your weaknesses. So the planets actually hold the karma, the destiny. The celestial bodies in the sky reveal mysteries of life. Planets that are moving, stars that are fixed. Planets influence every aspect of life, atmosphere, nature, seasons, plant, animal life, man's destiny. And the planets at birth reveal the karma of an individual. You see, the planets, they are moving all the time, and the nakshatras are fixed, but the moon is moving through them, all the nakshatras in 1 month. So they are being activated all the time. In Vedic astrology, we study the 9 planets, and collectively they are known as Navagraha. These planets are visible with the naked eye. We do not use Uranus, Pluto, Neptune. It's not that they don't exist, but in the classical Vedic astrology, these 3 planets have not been used. Uh, we have a lot of information, don't need them as well. And so Navagraha, the 9 planets are studied in Jyotish. Many temples, there will be a shrine to the Navagraha. This temple is my local temple here in Livermore. They have beautiful Navagraha there. In fact, close to me, in Fremont Temple also they have Navagraha, in Concord, in Sacramento. Now you don't have to go abroad. In UK, I know the Muruga Temple in Highgate Hill, London. So there now these Navagraha temples are here as well. So whatever country you're living, you may be able to find a Navagraha temple there. But traditionally, the planets are worshipped together. And why the planets are worshipped is that the planets and the Navagrahas, they represent our karma collectively. So we are honoring our karma by worshipping them, and at the same time purifying our karma. So the Navagrahas, 2 luminaries, sun and moon, 5 planets, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, and Saturn, they also represent the 5 elements. Rahu, Ketu, the nodes of the moon, are the 9 planets of Jyotish. So sun is the most important planet. This photograph I took of the sun, this is actually Lord Vishnu as Surya Narayana. And in Kurukshetra, there's a special pond called Surya Pond. And that is where this small temple is. Every time I go there, I visit it, of Lord Surya. And the sun, usually you can see, is riding the 7 horses. And the 7 horses also represent the desires of man. But he's sitting on top of them. That means he has a management of the desires. Each planet also has its planetary color, and I've put it here. Sun's color is red. And sun represents our soul, our ego, our identity, both the outer light and inner light. Soma, Chandra, moon. This photograph I took of the moon in Rajasthan. Part of Rajasthan, they have painted Havelis. And these are grand houses that are all painted with mythological scenes, and they have a number of planets. And here you can see the moon, who's riding on a deer, and you can see the moon here. And behind the moon are flying elephants. Before the elephants came down to earth, they used to fly as well. And the moon represents the mind, our thinking. It is a very important planet in the chart. It stores our old karmic knowledge in there. And our happiness, unhappiness is very much connected to how the moon is in your chart. And not only that, what remedies you're doing to the moon. A moon riding the deer, it's always moving. Moon doesn't stay still. So our mind doesn't stay still. So we have to learn how to deal with it. Then this is Mangala, Mars. And this photograph I took locally here from the Concord Temple. And just beautifully, people uh, are so devoted to the planetary deities as well. And you can see Mangal's color is green, and Mars is our action. He's the commander in chief in the army. It's what we act, you know. We can act impulsively, we can act dominatingly. He's also the warrior planet, but he's also the defender in chief. So Mars is very important. Color is red. And actually, each of the planets also owns a day. Sunday, Sun; Monday, Moon; Tuesday, Mars. So, we can be honoring the planets according to their days as well. Then this is Buddha, Mercury. And you can see he's green in color. And Buddha is riding a very unusual animal. He's half lion and half uh, elephant. And Buddha deals with intellect. In Jyotisha, moon is the mind, but Buddha is the son of the moon. Mercury is the son of the moon, and he represents our intellect, our thinking, our rational thinking. Show me the evidence. Wednesday is the day for Buddha, and Lord is Mercury. Sorry, color is green. Then Brihaspati, also known as Guru, Jupiter. This photograph is from a temple in Chennai. I had gone to a very special temple, and each of the temples, when you go to India, especially South India, every temple will have a Navagraha. When you go to North India, some temples have. Mostly North India, Shani is very powerful. So people will always have a Shani Saturn shrine, but some very rare places you'll find the Navagraha. And here we see Jupiter's color is yellow. He's the guru. He's the wisdom. You see, you can be intellectual, but you may not be wise. So many times people can make very analytical decisions, but the wisdom and knowledge comes from Jupiter. And Jupiter also is the protector in chief. So he protects you. Then we go to Shukra, Venus. And this photograph, I have this painting. It is a Kerala painting. I have the Navagraha, all the 9 planets, and the painting of Shukra. You can see he's white in color, and he's single horse, you see, with Shukra. Shukra is another guru as Shukracharya. He's also a guru. Brihaspati or Jupiter is a guru of the gods. Shukracharya is a guru of the demons. And gods and demons are also a positive, negative qualities within us. So Venus is very important to tame our negativity as well. And he's full of knowledge, full of wisdom, but also represents love. Bhakti, prayer also represents all good things in life. So luxury, comfort, all the good things, beauty. And Shukra's day is Friday. And often you see when I go to the temples in South India that people are going to visit the goddess on Friday. So a lot of people, especially women, will come and visit the goddess on Friday. Then Shani, Saturn. Saturn's color is dark blue, navy. Actually, the mantra for Shani is Neelanjana Samabhasam, blue color. But often he's pictured in black. This is my temple. Not, I don't own the temple, I visited in Chandigarh, and there's a beautiful shani there. They have a very old shani, which is just like a piece of stone, really. But this one is, you know, relatively new aspect. But the devotion there to Lord Saturn is very great. Today being Saturn's day, people will be going to the temple to pray to Saturn. And Saturn actually represents our karma. And specifically, Saturn represents the karma we must do. And he also tests us during our lifetime by transit to create situations where we are forced to, whether voluntarily or not voluntarily, pay back our karma. But the idea about understanding Saturn is that we use his power to take our responsibilities seriously, to do things seriously, and to think about that this life is about paying back our karma. And where he is in your chart is where the karma is there. His aspects are important. Everything is important. These are, very much a guide to the individual. Then we come to Rahu Ketu. And Rahu Ketu are also called karmic planets, but they differ from Saturn. Saturn is the karma that we must deal with just now. Rahu Ketu represent the past lives and our desires for this life. So Rahu is the head only. Here, this is a beautiful picture I got many, many years ago. I'd gone to this Ganesha temple, part of Ashtavinayaka temple in Maharashtra, near Bombay. And there they had this Shani, you can see it's Rahu, and there's a black disc around Rahu, and that black disc is Rahu. And Rahu only reveals himself during eclipses. Otherwise, he's a hidden entity, both Rahu and Ketu. And I have another photo. This is from Parmatha Ashram in Rishikesh. Rahu, I love this. You see, he's just the head and he's being taken by animal. Doesn't look very clear, but actually it's a lion. He has a lioness who's, and Rahu deals with unfulfilled desires from past life that we are trying to achieve, and therefore he also disrupts your life a lot. And Ketu is body and no head, and here we see Ketu. It's you can get these statues when you are there. And here's Ketu head. I've got these Navagrahas, but they are still lying, most of them, in my India home. And I don't know, you can see. So this is also another way Ketu's shown, the body with a snake head. So these Navagrahas, these are the 9 planets. They're really the main part of the study of Jyotish because they rule everything else. They rule the houses, they rule everything. And these Navagrahas are known as Grahas. Graha means to grasp, hold, understand, perceive. Planets grasp and relay the information of the cosmos. They also show the grasp or hold of karma. Uh, they can both block the knowledge from past, keep an individual tied to the vagaries of karma, or give them perception to understand their destiny, restrictions imposed by karma of the past life so that they can transcend them. My work has always been that we should understand how to transcend the karma, not to get stuck in it, how to transcend it, how to work with it, and understand the grahas. So in our chart, the planets at birth the quality, their relationship with each other, strengths, weaknesses, inner, outer nature give clues to our own instinct. The level of karma we are going to be encountering, what we are carrying. Planets give a guideline to our karma. We should not feel victimized by it. Rather than to understand their qualities, weakness, and strengths and work accordingly. This has always been my work. In fact, when I started studying Jyotish, I still remember first day I started was 11th November 1979. I was in Jupiter Ketu Dasha, and I went to get my chart read. And when my chart was read by my Guruji, Dr. Ajit Sinha, the first question I asked him, what should I do about it? Because to me, even I was very young at that time, I understood that if these are my grahas, I should do something about it. And he said, Komilla, if you could do something about it, you would become very great if you understood the power of the grahas. And that I wasn't seeking any greatness. I was just wanting to understand these forces. And it is the love of my life, this knowledge. So understanding them in your chart, it's not to be victimized by them, but they are tools, they are your energies. Study of Jyotisha is a conscious understanding of the planets, their influence on your chart by dasha and by transits. During our life, we are faced with obstacles and opportunities. And the timing of life is revealed through dashas and transits we experience. And knowing these things is very important. What is the time? What is the experience? Dashas are unique to Vedic astrology, Jyotisha. They reveal how the karma unfolds, what we are dealing with, and when. That is the key factor, because it's so interesting as the dashas unfold in your life. You're going through different phases, and each phase has sub phases, and all your life is being revealed. Only thing is that majority of the people don't study Vedic astrology, don't know what is being revealed. So they are grasping at things they don't understand. So when you know Jyotish, and knowing Jyotish is also knowing it through study, more than having consultation is good, but knowing through study, because then you can make your own decisions and understand yourself. And Gochara, the transits, what we deal with, moon's daily changes, other planets, we'll move through positive, negative crisis, how they impact us, the world around us, to understand major planetary movements and conjunctions. So, for example, right now, today, and so you can see this is the North Indian chart, South Indian chart. Also, so there's the dashas. This is the what we call the transit. I'm going to just show you in a bigger chart, just the transit. But this is what we are dealing with today without actually knowing your chart or anything. Nice, Venus and Moon are together. Venus is in its own sign. So I'm looking very Venusian today in many colors and things. You can see SA Saturn is retrograde, and JP is Jupiter. And we just passed an eclipse. But if we go a little bit later in this, you can see the moon is traveling every day. So tomorrow moon will be in Scorpio, 8th sign. And for 2 days, then it'll go into Sagittarius. But the main thing is this on 9th. See, 8th, Jupiter is just no underlying. On the 9th, Jupiter turns retrograde. So just knowing this small information is very important. And then this year or next year, we have a major difficult combination in April. And here you can see this is 9th of April. Venus, Saturn, Rahu, Ketu, Mercury and Sun also. 9th of April, 10th of April, Mercury goes away, but you can see, oh, this is the wrong month. I was wondering what happened here. Yeah, I did a month instead of a day. So you see the closeness of the degrees. And I think 13th of April is this big Mars Saturn, Rahu Saturn conjunction. This takes place once every 11 years. So this is why I'm doing the Rahu temple trip. Actually, right now in November, I'm doing a goddess trip. And then I'm going to do a Rahu temple trip in order to, um, you know, seek their blessing. And Rahu Saturn last time was in 2014. And now we are getting it in 2025. Every 11 years, you have a Rahu Saturn conjunction. But here you can see Venus also involved in this conjunction. Mercury is also there, Sun just about to leave Pisces. And Sun is in Gandanta. So, this is why we study. And also to know when to be positive, doing things, when to stay calm, what is the planning to do. So, and our role is to understand the karma we have inherited in this life. This we must reconcile and purify. You see, purifying your karma and then how it unfolds, what obstacles we face regularly in trying to purify. Because if we can purify our karma, we can make our life a lot better. And I tell you, because I don't just teach astrology, I follow it. And over the years, I'm unrecognizable as a person, even to myself, but to people who know me, what I've developed, who I've become, because of my love of Jyotish, but also following it over the years. So dashas and transits are forever throwing challenges in our life. If we face them without true knowledge, we get more and more enmeshed in karma, stuck in our situations. Our path is to purify and let go. The first step of studying astrology, Vedic astrology, is that it helps us by understanding what karma we inherit, how and when it unfolds, how to deal with it, and be conscious of our karmic journey. Uh, you know, the knowledge of Vedic astrology shines its light on us. Eye of the Vedas not only illuminates what is the outer, more material world, but makes us get in touch with the inner world. And I think what is important to understand, it's not just about becoming spiritual and sitting on a rock or in a hill and meditating. It's about your role in this worldly world as well, and how to navigate that properly, because most of us are living in a practical life. We have daily practical day-to-day issues. Even however rich or poor you have, the same aspects are there. It is the fact that we understand this and work with it. It helps deal with changing times, know the weakness of time so that we can compensate. Not allow negative times to destroy all our good intentions, and also take support of the good times. There are many good times, there are many difficult times. Sometimes people complain. I have a YouTube channel and people are always complaining. I'm always giving the bad news. But you see, the idea is not to give you the bad news, is to tell you this is a weak time and to try to overcome it. As you get more advanced with knowledge, you can develop to be an advisor to others, to help them understand their divine path. So every year I have these online classes. I developed a course that is 3 years. And in the 3 years, you do the foundation, rules of interpretation, predictive techniques, and the 2025, the foundation course is starting from 10th of March, rules of interpretation 11th and 12th of March. I have two classes, one which is more Europe centric, which is 11 a.m. Pacific time, and the second class is more here and Asia. I have many students in Asia, in Japan, in China, in Australia, uh, New Zealand, also in Malaysia, Singapore, India. So I've got a timing that you can attend. All classes are live. I am there in each and every class. So I have a very busy schedule. I do morning and evening, Monday to Thursday. I have 8 classes a week. This is the course Foundations of Vedic Astrology, and 10th March to 10th of November. And the early bird is ending on 21st of October. And all the details are on my website. So on the foundation level, I teach everything: grahas, nakshatras, houses, dashas, transits, vargas. It's a proper foundation level course. Everything. And these courses are serious courses. Each course has 36 classes. And it's good to try to attend all of them, but I record them. So in case you are not attending, you can have the recording. And then rules of interpretation, this is the next level. This is from 11th March. And in the rules, I teach a lot of rules. I look at the vargas, yogas, dashas, lot of very techniques, panchanga, burnt rashis, yogi points. I'm just trying to think all the stuff I always don't remember. Then how to analyze the chart step by step. And then the third level, third year, is prediction. And prediction is not just predicting. Obviously, we go into Dasha, Ashtaka, Varga, and we will look at transits. And then I study relationship compatibility, annual charts. Each of the programs, because there are 36 classes to cover, is full of knowledge, subjects, everything. And then finally, every year I have a different advanced course. And this year, first time after long, I'm doing chart interpretation and counseling. This is what all astrology is about, to be able to interpret what is it, what you're seeing. And so, and this photograph is of Brihaspati. One of my hobbies is to take photographs. And then I realized that I should take photographs of my love. My love is Jyotish. And so to take photographs of that. And this is Brihaspati from Kurukshetra. It's beautiful Brihaspati there. And so the chart count interpretation and counseling. The big issue is also how to interpret and how to talk to the clients. So this is a great course. Already I've had a lot of bookings for it. And that is from 13th March. So basically I have 4 courses, Monday to Thursday at 11 a.m. PST Pacific and 6 p.m. PST. So there's a lot of choice. Syllabus of all the courses is on my website, komilla.com. And then if you want, ideally, you can begin with the foundation. However, if you've studied before and you feel you have already covered foundation level training, you can start with rules of interpretation course. For advanced course chart interpretation, you must know Jyotish, because I'm not going to do basic stuff there. And then also sometimes students start with rules and then they also go back to doing the foundation. One of my students recently, she gone into advanced course, but she hadn't done the foundation. So she's now back in the foundation level. So I don't have this thing. If you feel you know all what I'm teaching in foundation, maybe you don't know because I teach, but sometimes people say, oh, I've already done this, so I cannot join in rules of interpretation. And I don't have a problem. I leave it to you. And then what is my qualification, about teaching you guys? And this is me at Kumbeshwara temple. So I'm very well known. I've a consultant, teacher, lecturer. My academy teaches courses, which I've taught, co-founder of British Association of Vedic Astrology. I've been on board of many of the astrology organizations. Many books I've written, Varga book, Nakshatra, Personal Panchanga, Essentials of Vedic Astrology, Lunar Nodes, Vedic Love Science, Vedic Astrology, lots of stuff I've written. Then I myself started studying Vedic astrology in India in 1979. And I realized that I was then moved to UK. And I realized that if I wanted to talk to anybody about my subject, I needed to teach it to them. So I started teaching in UK in 1996. And I've taught everywhere. I've taught in I only haven't been to South America and Australia, but everywhere else I've taught in person as well. But these days, the online classes are more common. But my online courses were way before it was popular to have online courses. I began in 2008 with one course, and then I did the second and the third, and now I have my 4 courses that have been going along. And then I also sponsored the Fresh Talents of Vedic Astrology conference. It is a unique format where my advanced students and masters of Vedic astrology speak on one particular subject, different shades. The 2025 conference is from 11th to 13th January on Vimshottari Dasha. So people, and the thing is this, that the fresh talents was what I wanted to give, is that when my students finish their teaching, then they also want to become authorities and to be able to lecture at conferences. Otherwise, you were getting the same old people. So this aspect is very much close to my heart. And I don't want them just to be teaching themselves, but to be also learning from the masters. So I get people from India. It's all online these days. I used to do it in person in India, but online, after COVID, we started doing online, and that means everybody can come. And then I have led spiritual astrological trips to India since 2002. And the 2025 trip is on Rahu Ketu temples. And this is me at the Nagaraja temple in Nagarkoil, the town of snakes and the king of snake temple. And you can see here, this is very unique that people come and offer milk and turmeric and water to the snake, these deities. So there's always in the southwest corner. And because Kerala is the place where the snake temples are there, this is me few years ago. And this is the trip, 6th to 17th February. I'll be doing a webinar for it. I just announced it. It's actually not announced, it's just on my website. And specifically also seeking Rahu Ketu blessings for the big Saturn Rahu conjunction. We'll also be visiting a Saturn temple while we are at it. And this is my Vimshottari Dasha program, and my Learn Vedic Astrology. Vimshottari Dasha is not as yet online because I was changing dashas. I just changed dasha. So everything is happening in the new dasha. So therefore, that is something for you to. And so finally, this is my various courses that are there from 10th of March onwards. And I hope some of you will sign up. And this is the advanced course. And I will be sharing the recording on my YouTube channel. So sorry, this is should be courses 2025, but it's still saying 24. So let me just put it 2025 so that there's no mistake. And so if you have any questions, I don't see any questions here. So I really appreciate all of you who came live. Otherwise, I will be sharing for the others as well. And you can see it on my YouTube channel. Thank you very much. And much appreciated that you are here today. Thanks. Bye bye.